I don't have my API tool set back up right now. This hand doesn't have an accelerant in it, but it's got change course and peak, so it's probably fine. Alright. We're not really here, just virtually here. Alright, some kind of blood diamond Josephine attack. Wild Threshold would have been ideal there, so that we could change course and activate our champion power this turn. Because we can't activate our champion power this turn, we're just going to go ahead and change course during their end step, kind of leave our options open. I wonder if he's playing, I was going to say, I wonder if he's playing a sockets deck. It looks like he is. I'm going to go ahead and change course now. This is probably a good matchup for us, depending on how many... depending on how many of, like, Withering Touches and stuff they have in their main deck. Probably not a lot of that effect. Alright, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to go ahead and just play this Oracle song here. Ideally, we want to hit a Wild Threshold here sometime soon, so that way we can start activating our champion power, and that's exactly what we found there. So every time this readies, my opponent draws a random socketed troop from their deck, which is fine. This one, this Diligences. Oh, I forgot about that gem. That gem's really good. Alright, so let's play this. When this deals damage to me, their troops get +1/+1 permanently. That's pretty good. So it's Chlorophilia here. Want to start ramping up. This is my deck that does not like playing against the Ruby decks. That is correct. So let's do this. Put those two back into my deck. Arcane Focus would like to find another Chlorophilia here. Yeah, I think we're in the market to just grab a resource at this point. Past the turn. One thing we want to keep track of when playing this deck is how many Wild Thresholds are left in our... Wild Shards are left in our deck. We currently have 6 left. I don't think it's too terribly likely that they have a random hate piece in their main deck, so I think I'm going to Time Ripple this Soul Speaker Revenant just so I can take less damage from it. Crusader, okay, they could have something like, what's it called in their deck? Frost Wizard in the main. Which would be annoying, but not the end of the world. We draw Chlorophilia here, we did not. Enchant Power, put this Time Ripple and this Arcane Focus back into my deck. You only got 6 power in play, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Zodiac Divination here. Draw 3 cards. Every one of the cards that we draw gets -1 cost. There's the Oracle song we drew earlier, so let's just go ahead and pass back now. Opponent drawing all the cards they could possibly draw. Life Drain on that, sure. Protector, Defender, yep. There's the Frost Wizard. Okay, Well, looks like we're gonna get punished for having used the Time Ripple when I did. If there is, in fact, a Frost Wizard deck. I probably should have held the Time Ripple once I saw the Ardent Crusader. That being said, at least I did put the Time Ripple back into my deck right away. I guess I'm gonna start by Oracle Songing and see what we get here. Draw 3 cards. Alright, we drew the Psychic Ascension early. That's pretty good for us. Go ahead and keep and see what we get. And grab the Chlorophilia, because that means we wanted to discard. We might have to discard this turn still, right? So Frost Wizard, you can see here, it's voiding all of my stuff. It would be put into a Crypt or deck, it gets voided instead. So none of my stuff is doing anything here. I think I'm just moving to discard at this point. by here. Just all the valors are belong to you. Like, I messed up here, right? Like, I saw this and I said they might have a Frost Wizard to support the Ardent Crusader, and then I, like, played my thing anyways. So, like, that's on me, really. I think I'm gonna start by Oracle Songing, see what we get here. I guess if I play the Cyclone Shaper, that puts me to 5 resources. This puts me to 3 resources. No, I'm just gonna lead on this. Okay. Use the sentence start coming up the board, maybe. So I can do this. If I play this out, I think we just like go big here, right? Bulletproof Pope with the 4-month resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. So let's play the Empowered guy out here. And then I can just go ahead and Psychic Ascend here. Winged Nazgul with the 2-month resubscription. Welcome back and thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Let's Mastery of Time here. Get a random 5 drop. What does this do? Cute. That doesn't do anything. We have to... This peak is technically free. I guess let's wait a turn. Well, I guess if I would have peaked there, I could have attacked with the troop that I got from it. Satyr's Song. For target troop you control and the troop gets plus 1. So play this out to start. So we can cast this peak. Get our top 7, another Mastery of Time here. I think I'd rather take the Arcane Focus at this point. Well, I guess I need the other Mastery to keep going. I've already played 2. Yeah, I'm going to take the Mastery of Time. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination, see what we get. Okay, take these Chlorophyllias out. They get Flight. Okay, that's pretty good. Frost Wizard says whenever you would... Frost Wizard says whenever a card would be put into a opponent's deck or crypt from anywhere, it goes back into their... It gets voided instead. Alright, so what am I doing here? I think this is a matchup where I just want to play through the hate as opposed to pivoting how I'm playing, so... I think I'm going to bring in an extra Time Ripple and a couple of Carnosaurs here. Usually we start by trimming Academy and Change Course. It's the last card I want to cut here. Yeah, actually 3 answers to Frost Wizard is probably plenty. Bring in 2 Ripples and another Carnosaur. I think that's all I'm going to do. Let's save here. Yeah, the Frost Wizard can really hurt us from being able to set up. This hand is pretty reasonable. We get to Chlorophilia into focus on 2. Early acceleration is key. We've got a Time Ripple to deal with a Frost Wizard or a problem constant or permanent that they're able to put out. Activate our champ power on 2, assuming there's no wizard here on 2 from them. There's the wizard. Yep. I think I'm just getting the Sapphire now, and then passing the turn. At their end of turn, we'll ripple this. They probably have more Frost Wizards on the board, so let's pick that back up. And then next turn, we'll probably Chlorophilia plus Change Course, or Chlorophilia plus Focus. Sapphire Shard would have been ideal there, so we could have, what's it called? So we could have played the Cyclone Shaper out. Go ahead and put these back in the deck so we can find them with the Focus potentially here. Yeah. Shard is what we have. Is Shard what I want at this point? Yeah, it's probably what I need. It's not what I want, but it's what I need. He's gonna need to replay that Frost Wizard back out, and we're gonna feel real bad about it. Frost Wizard's gonna slow him down a bit at least. Yeah, I don't have all my tickets yet for the championship next month, so we spend some time doing this. Yep, there's the Frost Wizard that we bounced earlier. Escort, sure. Lullaby is not bad. I think I just want an Oracle Song here, trying to hit a Shard. I guess Change Course gives us the highest chance to hit a Shard there, which of course we missed. We got 2 Lullabies in our hand, which are effectively Mastery of Times in this matchup. Depends on if he's got Withering Gaze or Withering Touch in his board. And there's Elder, sure. So 5 of the cards in their hand right now are Valors. I'm just gonna go ahead and auto pass here. That Valor on there is bad for us because it means that Carnosaur is no longer an out to this. God, that's frustrating. I guess I should maybe just have all Time Ripples in my deck, huh? We're losing a Mastery of Time there, which sucks. I'm pretty sure we have to, though. Yeah, that's fair, Burgle. Oh, Lullaby does revert away the Valor, you're right. Okay. Yep. Let's see if he plays around the Carnosaur or not. Yep, playing around the Carnosaur. Yeah, see, like, I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to have all, probably supposed to have all, do I want to save this for when I can empower it? Probably can't afford to do that. So let's do this, and then let's change course. Find another resource here, hopefully. Oh, God, we have to lose another Mastery of Time. So there's only 1 Mastery of Time left, 2 Mastery of 1 left in my deck at this point. Yep, since I have 1 in my hand. Going on, Apprentice. Yep. Drax is playing well, continuing to play around the Carnosaur. That should just be a Time Ripple. If we could Time Ripple this, we're just like 0% to lose this game. Oh, Hex. Why am I so bad? Alright, so Scheme unfortunately doesn't do anything right now because it puts cards into my deck. And if a card would enter the deck, it doesn't do anything, so I guess we're just attacking with this. We're pretty well screwed here because I boarded improperly. I didn't think about the Valors, I just thought like this could eat 2/2s, and that's not the case. It's really not the case. So for the third game, we are going to turn this Chronosaur into Time Ripple. Alright, that's a peek, I guess. There's only one card in the deck right now. Hey, a Time Ripple that draws a card. Alright. Oh, this is it. This is our one last shot. It's the chance to roll. Let's do this. Champ power, put these two back into my deck. Oh, I should have put the scheme back in probably, right? Which scheme? What am I scheming at this point? Is it just Mastery of Time? It's probably Zodiac Divination, actually, right? Nah. How many lullabies do I have? Just one? Yeah, it's probably supposed to be Zodiac Div. I guess I get to put the scheme back in next turn. If we don't draw something that does something, we're just gonna die here. Alright, I mean, that's kind of almost a thing, I guess. It's unfortunate that we're gonna have to redraw. So this is kind of a time walk, but not really. It's gonna fog their attack for a turn, but it also means that they're gonna get to redeploy the Frost Wizard. So like now we need to redraw the Time Ripple. But I guess we've got a Ripple that draws a bunch of cards. We've got a bunch of Zodiac Divinations in here, so you know, maybe with the Cyclone Shaper we can still do this. Again, like this game's just been like a great example of like how the little things like not identifying what the anti-hate is supposed to be. They have another Valor. It's still a 3/3, so I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, now we're just dead. So, yeah, if this would have been a Time Ripple, we almost certainly would have won that game. So let's make that swap here. And when in doubt, you're not quite sure what they're doing, you should always just hedge and bring the Time Ripples. The Carnosaurs are mostly for the Angus and the Ruby matchup, so 10 out of 10 just should have had 3 Ripples in my deck instead of having our Carnosaur there and being cute because of their Hades Frost Wizard. This hand is very good. Not only does it have double Ripple, and it's got the Ascension in the opener, we've got a Change Course here. This hand could potentially be pretty... Maybe... I might have messed up again here. I don't know if he has room for Withering Gaze in his deck. If he has Withering Gaze in his deck, I should have brought in the second Psychic Ascension, because if this gets taken, we actually can't do a whole lot without the second one in the deck. It's been a little while since I've played this, and we're being a little bit sloppy here. Howdy, Nero. I'm going to lead on the Sapphire and pass the turn. We'll change course on 2 on our turn, so that way we can go ahead and chant power right away. Hopefully they're just on a bunch of Frost Wizards since they're hating these Time Ripples are going to get them. So we have 6 Wild Shards in my deck. I love an Arcane Focus. And something here, we're going to put this Wild Shard back into my deck because that way my Chlorophylias now have a chance to draw a card because they can play that Wild Shard that has the draw card on it. Yes, this is Immortal. So the easiest way to tell if it's Immortal is the card here has white on the background, so that lets you know that you are playing the Immortal format. No Frost Wizard on 2. It's like Christmas. Alright, Chlorophylia here. Oh, look at that. And we hit the one right away that drew a card. Unfortunately, it drew us another Wild Shard here, so it's not really what we're looking for at this point. We want these Wild Shards left in our deck so we can pull them back out with Chlorophylia, ideally. I'll go ahead and put the 2 non-resources back into my deck here and pass. That was likely their draw for the turn. Wise Magistrate. Oh, okay. Oh, they didn't have the thresholds for this prior. This card's annoying, but, like, not the end of the world here. We don't have a lot going on, but, like, our opponent also doesn't have a lot going on, so we're, like, under no pressure to be, like, getting anywhere in a hurry. Howdy Infernum. House. Yep. It's a Hero of Legend. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Time Ripple this. It keeps them off of a Valor. It means if we draw some stuff to chain together next turn, we can get that going. I also have another Ripple in my hand in case they hit a Frost Wizard. I think at this point, I just want, like, maximum Time Ripples in my deck, so I'm going to go ahead and put this Ripple and this resource back in. Really looking for, like, Oracle Songs, or the cards I've Winter Moon back in, Zodiac Activation. Looking to start generating some actual card advantage here at some point. Sure, and plus the Wise Magistrate probably. Yep, that's fine. No, we already hit the wild shard that draws a card, unfortunately. There's a Chlorophylia, okay, another Focus. Yep, just gonna go ahead and play this Chlorophylia out here. We definitely want to get our acceleration going. Gonna put us to that. This will do this, and now we can activate our champion power again here. So there's only 3 wild sources left in my deck, but I think I want to put both of these back in. The Wise Magistrate definitely being a touch annoying here. So one of the important things about Lullaby in this deck is you don't want to Lullaby a non-lethal attack ever unless they have some kind of reach in their deck, which I'm assuming my opponent doesn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this hit here. Okay, there's a Frost Wizard. Alright, so... yeah, I'm just going to pass back to Archer and probably Lullaby next turn. Yeah. I don't want to... do I want to focus now? Yeah, I think losing this focus is probably fine. Another Lullaby. That's probably okay. It does, actually. So the fact that we have our Ascension already is pretty good for us. So now this attack is lethal, so we need to Lullaby it. Sure. I think I'm going to go ahead and Time Ripple the Frost Wizard at this point. I think I want to get some activations in next turn. 2 wild shard left in my deck. This peak doesn't get a ton of value. Only looks at 4 cards here. Oracle Song is exactly what we're looking to do. Let's go ahead and put these back into my deck. Let's Oracle Song and draw 2 cards here. Brick, brick. That's unfortunate. Sometimes you brick off and die. Like, if this game we lose, like, remember, we shouldn't have even played a 3rd game. If I'd have boarded properly for the 2nd game, we definitely had the tools we needed to win that one. It looks like that's exactly what's going to happen here. I can go ahead and ascend and, like, hope to hit something relevant here, but we'll probably just end here. Yep. Little bit unfortunate. Remember, if we just board correctly, we end up winning that 1st game, or that 2nd game. We just have that Ripple instead of that Carnosaur that rotted in our hand until the very end. I also could have been maybe more aggressive that game with actually ascending. Like, I could have, like, ascended earlier and just like started to try and go wide. It's definitely something that was available to us as well. Yeah, I messed up the second game track because you kept Valoring the Frost Wizard, which was smart because I drew a Carnosaur, and if the Carnosaur would have been the third Time Ripple, I would have been able to combo off in the second game as well. Yeah, I just shouldn't have brought in a Carnosaur. I should have just brought in all 3 Time Ripples. Carnosaurs should just be reserved for exactly the Ruby aggressive matchups. That's pretty much it. The ladder reset is the end of next month. It did, and it shouldn't have. I cut it for the third game, and the third game I ended up just flooding out at the end there. Which happens. Like, this deck draws a lot of cards. When you're drawing a lot of cards, you're going to end up drawing a lot of resources in a lot of games. Oh, Immortal Q, please won't you fire? I just need some tickets. Do 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 do. Hopefully, I posted a suggestion on the boards. Hopefully they take a glance at it. I would love if they just replace this Immortal Q with a gauntlet, so that way people that can't play in the Immortal Championship would have a reason to play for prizes. That would give people that want to grind constructed for prizes something to do. I'm gonna keep an eye on this draft. If the draft gets close, I guess we'll play that instead. I wish I could take this little window and move it out of the way. I can see the 2 out of 8 there very slightly through the translucent window. It'd be nice if I could move it though. I wasn't planning on playing in the vault. The vault makes for bad streaming. There's looks like more downtime than this waiting here. You're not wrong. Draft maybe? Only one match went away from... Only one match went away from Cosmic and Limited. Turnsmere sounds awful. Truly miserable. I actually picked up the stuff for the Elves deck on Magic Online already, and might have played a League match or two with that. Might have played a League match or two with that already. It's just, it's a very skill-intensive format. You just choke your opponents out on occasion. Hey! Tracks with the cheer. Boom! Goes the dynamite. I just want to play some Hex, please. 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 Hello? Hello? No idea, Jeb. It depends on what your match and game win rate as you get up to Cosmic affects it, and then how deep you are into the season versus like what the ranking is of other people affects it as well. Love to go first. Sand's great. The easiest way to tell if your hand is great is if it has a chlorophylla in it. The sand has a chlorophylla in it, so it's great. Yes, the Immortal queue would likely fire faster if they added some better prizes to it. Most people get their 20 tickets and stop, because like then they have no incentive. Like, so like most people only play like 30 matches every 2 months. Opponent is playing Bertram here, which for 3 charges summons a worker bot, summon a dwarf strategy. Our machinist says whenever an artifact enters play under their control, it does damage. God, I need to stop drawing wild shards today. We're really bad about this. So there are now 5 wild shards left in my deck. We're not going to activate our champion power just to put a single chlorophylla back in, so we'll wait a turn here. Next turn we'll song and then champ power both of these back in. Ooh, this is a pretty aggressive start for my opponents. This is a 3/4. They can't attack unless they control 4 or more dwarfs or robots. So they're going to hurt us real fast here. So let's do this. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and champ power these 2 chlorophyllias back into my deck before I cast this Oracle Song here. So that way we have a chance to draw our Winter Moon cards with this Oracle Song. We're gonna... God, we keep drawing all of our wild shards. Just 3 of them left in the deck. So we're getting very quickly to a point where we're gonna need to start lullabying every turn, or we'll start losing the game. They're attacking for 7 this turn. They likely have like Lasgar's Vengeance. They have War Machinist, which is reach in their deck. This is gonna hurt. Yep. Yep. So next turn, even, we probably need to start fogging. No, I don't really think buys are a very reasonable difference. I feel like most people probably won't care. Neither of these cards help us right now. Let's go ahead and enchant power and put both of these back into our deck, and then we'll play out this Well of Instinct and then play this Mastery of Time, which gives us a redraw and a replenish on our resources. Change course can look for a lullaby for us, or possibly some other draw cards to give us some more velocity. That is not where we want the Psychic Ascension. I mean, alright, we found a lullaby, right? So we just have to hope that they can't deal 7 points of direct damage to us next turn, which is, there's a non-zero possibility here that our opponent can just, like, deal 7 points of direct damage to us next turn by playing out a bunch of artifacts. Or, like, 3 artifacts into a Lasgar's Vengeance that's free, but, you know, don't play around things you can't beat. Academy of Cerulean here says, at the start of our turn, we look at our top 2 cards and we put 1 on the bottom of our deck and then 1 back on top. I guess they could also have, like, a Stifling Sting or a Verdict of the Ancient Kings here, too. So, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me! Oh, God bless. God bless. So we've got 2 looks to find something relevant here. Oh, it's just double Lasgar's dead, huh? Oh, yeah! Yeah. Oh. Could we cast the extra turn there? And the extra turn isn't strictly better because, like, using the extra turn later in the game, well, using the lullaby there let us play the Academy of Cerulean 2, which gives us 2 extra looks versus 1. Obviously, it loses to double Lasgar's Vengeance, but, like, it is what it is. I think I'm just clicking submit here, honestly. I don't think I want to pivot into the mid-range deck. Their deck isn't super aggressive. It doesn't have a ton of reach. I wouldn't be surprised if they're, like, outside of the Lasgar's Vengeances, there's not any reach in their deck. I don't actually remember how many resources we had up, but even if we did have enough to cast the Mastery of Time exactly, I think grabbing the lullaby is objectively correct there. Like, they're going to burn us out with double Lasgar's at some point anyways. Like, we're not in a good position to start going off, so... I mean, okay, we get to change course on 2. There's 6 wild shards left in our deck. Midnight Owl with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you and welcome. So, like, what you have to understand is, for every card you're putting in your deck that doesn't contribute to our primary game plan, you're diluting your primary game plan. So, like, if I'm playing the Carnosaurs, am I just supposed to, like, pivot into the mid-range deck that we want to be against, like, the Boris deck? Or, like, if my opponent doesn't have enough reach, I just want to, like, stick to my primary game plan of trying to, like, take all of the turns and combo kill them. I would love a Chlorophilia here, get some velocity going. Put these 2 back into my deck. I appreciate that extra level of support. Thank you and welcome. So next turn we'll get to Chlorophilia and then Sapphire Shard Peak and then put our cards back into our deck. Deck list is turned off. Sure. Look at that. Fixed. Thank you. Hey, at least we didn't draw another wild shard. So 5 wilds left in the deck. This peak's only going to look at 2 cards here, but I think that's fine. We just want to start getting the maximum number of Wintermoon cards back into my deck, so that way I can draw them sooner to generate some card velocity moving forward. Like that. Grab this change course that draws a card. Sign me up. Put those back in. Opponent has all of the charge bots. Get their second ruby here. Yep. It's probably Riposts in their reserves. Peak. Alright, so we're gonna play this out. The question now is, do I want to just change course now and look for a lullaby? I guess I could Mastery of Time. Yeah, actually, I'm going to Mastery of Time. And then next turn we can empower this. Verdict. Alrighty. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Sure. So we get to empower this next turn, which will make all of our actions cost 2 less, which is pretty good. All right, that's fine. Siege engine really doesn't matter. We're dead on board anyways. I don't have a picture tutorial. I should make a video tutorial at some point, actually. Maybe I'll ask someone else to make a video tutorial. So the problem is I don't actually have a Windows computer that Hex runs on. My only Windows computer is a VM. So Chlorophilia actually nets us a resource here because it's free in terms of resources to play out, but it nets us a non. So we get to Chlorophilia here now. 4 wild shards left in our deck. Go ahead and peek here. Hashtag all the free actions. I'm going to grab the change course here. We're looking for some things that generate card advantage at this point. So, like, this is the part where we got to decide, do we think it's worth trying to play around a Verdict the Ancient? I feel like if they had a Verdict or a Riposte, they would have played it by now. So I'm just going to take the Zodiac Divination. If they draw a way to counter or have a way to counter this Lullaby, we're going to die. But the Zodiac Divination gives us the best possible chance to win the game. So this is the type of spot where you got to ask yourself, like, am I interested in playing to win or am I interested in playing to not lose? I think taking the Zodiac Divination here is playing to win. And we didn't get countered, so we should be in a pretty good spot to win the game from here. War Machine is short. We're going to get to Champ Power 2 of these cards from our crypt back into our deck this turn, and then start going off with this Zodiac Divination. 3 wild shards left in our deck. I'm going to go ahead and put this Peak, and I'm going to put a Lullaby back in my deck, because it's basically a Time Walk at this point. It does give them a draw step to, like, draw an interrupt, but it is what it is. Okay, and we drew the Lullaby we just put back in, so this gives us 2 draws, at least, I suppose. And again, you know, the deck draws. The deck doesn't have a ton of resources in it, but we draw a lot of cards every game, so it's going to feel like you're flooding out a lot when you play the deck, because when you see a lot of cards, you're going to see a lot of resources in those lot of cards. So we get a draw off of this, and we get a draw for our turn. Need to find a piece of action in one of these 2 things. Peak is pretty good. And this Peak is free, so I'm going to wait to play it until I can play out another Sapphire Shard next turn. Which is good, I guess, since we're not hitting anything. What you need? I would love a Zodiac Divination to draw 3 cards. Sign me up. Okay, perfect. Oracle Song, target myself. Oh, and this costs 2. Perfect. So I can play this. This costs 2 because we drew it with Zodiac Divination. And actually, we're kind of in a bad spot because we've really flooded out now. So that means that, oh geez, if they counter or kill one of these, we've really flooded out now. So we actually need to hit here again. Thankfully, just another Mastery of Time will kill them. So we can just attack in the air here for 4 and then 8. God, what? All right, we're done. We're done playing Immortal for the day. We're just, yeah. I know. I said you have to expect to flood out sometimes, but that's pretty horrible luck. All right, we're done with this.